Electric current. Although an electric current is a stream of moving charges, not all moving charges constitute an electric current. If there is to be an electric current through a given surface, there must be a net flow of charge through that surface. To example clarify our meaning. One, the free electron or conduction electron in an isolated length of copper wire or random motion at speed of 10⁶ meter per second. If you pass a hypothetical plane through such a wire, conduction electron passes through it in both directions at the rate of many billions per second, but there is no net transport of charge and there is no current flow through the wire. However, if you connect the end of wire to the battery, you slightly bias the flow in the one direction, with the result that there is now a net transport of charge and there is an electric current through the wire. Second, the flow of water through a garden hose represents the directed flow of positive charge. The proton in the water molecule at the rate of perhaps lot of million coulomb per second. There is no net transport of charge. However, because there is a parallel flow of negative charge, the electron in the water molecule of exactly same amount of moving with same direction. You can see image of the diagram. In this image, any isolated conducting loop, regardless of whether it has an excess of charge, it is all at the same potential. No electric field can exist within it or along its surface. Although conduction electrons are available, no net electric force act on them and there is no current. Second diagram, you can see that in this image we insert a battery in the loop. The conducting loop is no longer at single potential. Electric fields act inside the material making up the loop. It is force on the conduction of electron, causing them to move, and there is establishing a current. After a very short time, the electron flow reaches at a constant value and the current is in a steady state or it does not vary with time. You can see in this image of the diagram, it is so that the section of conductor, the part of conducting loop in which current has been established. If charge TQ passes through a hypothetical plane, it is like a and A dash in time tt. Then current I through that plane is defined as here. We can write the formula, the definition of current, I equal to TQ divided by TT, where is I is the current, Q is a charge, T is a time. And we can find the charge that passes through the plane in a time interval of extending from 0 to t by the integral. We can get the value from a q equal to integral of tq. So we can get the initial and final 0 and time. We can get the value from integral of 0 to t I into tt, in which the current is I may vary with time. You can also note on that in this steady state condition, the current is the same for all plane. It's like a into A dash, B into P dash and C into D dash. For all the plane, the passes completely through the conductor, no matter where there is location or orientation. This flow from the fact the charge is conserved. We can understand for this here, charge is conserved. Under the steady state condition, assumed here electron must pass through A dash for every electron passes through plane C and C dash. In the same way, if we have steady flow of water through a garden hose, a trough of water must leave the nozzle for the every drop that enter hose at the other end. The amount of water in the hose is a conserved quantity. So we can write for this, the SI need for current is a coulomb per second or ampere, which is a SI based unit. 1 ampere equal to 1 coulomb per second. We can write 1 capital C divided by S. The formal definition of ampere: current is a scalar quantity because both charge and time in this equation are scalar. It is represent the current with an arrow to indicate the charge is moving. It is like a arrow or not a vector, however, and do not require the vector addition. It is so the conductor with current I0 splitting at any junction into two branches because charge is conserved. We can understand easily for here the charge is conserved, and also that the magnitude of current in the branches must add to yield the magnitude of the current in the original conductor, so that we can write the equation for this the magnitude of current I0 equal to I1 plus I2. We can understand for here, if you do anything bending or reorientation in the wire, the phase does not charge validity. We can understand for the equation I0 equal to I1 plus I2. The current arrows only in the direction or sense. You may note on that current arrows show only direction or sense or flow of along a conductor, not in direction of in space. The direction of current. So we can understand for here, we draw the current arrow in the direction in which positively charged particle would be forced to move through the loop by the electric field. It is like a positive charge carrier. You may note on that it would move away from the positive battery terminal and toward the negative terminal. And also that actually the charge carriers in the copper loop, you can see the image of the diagram. It is electron and those are negatively charged. The electric field force them to move in the direction of opposite the current arrows from the negative terminal to positive terminal. You can also see that we may use the following convention. A current arrow is drawn in the direction in which the positive charge carriers would move, even if the actual charge carrier are negative and move in the opposite direction. And also that we can understand clearly for here, the assumed motion of positive charge carrier in one direction has the same effect as the actual motion of negative charge carriers in the opposite direction.